Yo, 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 and happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Across the Hobby. I've got a few quick things to start before we jump into a very brief episode on the biggest items that ended last week. I'm going to take you through about 100 items that ended last week across the hobby. But guys, this week is absolutely huge. So I'll be doing a second episode here shortly, just after this one's over. But wanted to get this one out quick with just the biggest sales from last week. All right, a couple things to start off. So I did a video last week on, I think I called it something like why auction houses should raise prices. And as I suspected, I had a lot of people respond to that and sort of say, Adam, you're crazy. Why would you think this? Or you're just saying it because you work for the auction houses and that sort of thing. The thing that I want to be very clear with you guys on is that, and I had a couple people tell me I was wrong, that I'm not wrong about what I talked about in that episode. I'm not. So the more time that goes by, the lower the auction rates are getting, and the less that we're able to trust the historical prices that are out there. And I've had people say, Adam, bad people are going to do what bad people are going to do. They're just going to, they're going to like play games if they can. I'm telling you right now, the barrier to entry for bad guys from, manipulating prices a lot of times is the price that they have to pay the auction house when they win the item. Right. And so when they're shilling an item or doing that sort of thing, it creates a big, significant problem. And so I maintain what I said. I stand by it. I would encourage the auction houses to not compete on a price past a certain amount. I don't know whether that's 5%. I don't know what percentage it is. What I do know is the bad guys sort of don't have a reason to hide it. They're gonna just do more and more of that, and then we can trust the pricing less and less. And I think that's super problematic. That's true. It is true, guys. So that's first thing. Second thing is thank you to those of you who came out in support of the book. One of the things that we've done to allow people to sort of sponsor or say, hey, thank you for putting together this content on the 25 and 25 crowdsourcing project. The 25 most iconic cards of the first 25 years of the 2000s. One thing that we did is we said, hey, if you want to sponsor this, you can get a book and get your name as a sponsor in the book for $150. Check my Instagram, DM me on my Instagram if you want to find out more about that. But the people who, there's a lot of people who responded to that, and it's always rewarding to have people say, hey, Adam, I appreciate what you do, appreciate what you're doing for the hobby. It makes a big difference. You guys know this is what I do, right? I left the world of private equity and venture capital, not fake venture capital, fake private equity, like real deal. I worked at a firm here in Utah for about 7 years. I'm a CPA, and I did that. That was my career. I left that a few years ago so that I could do this. And I've enjoyed it very much. A lot of the stuff that I do, like across the hobby, I do because I think it's fun. I don't get paid for it, but I do it because I think it's fun. And because I think it's helpful, and I know you guys like it. So, anytime that you are like, hey, I want to show support for Adam for doing this or that, it does make a big difference. So thank you guys for that. All right. So with all of those things out of the way, let's go now focus on the about 100 biggest items that sold last week. And where we're going to start is, let's move over to this view. I like this view. We're actually going to start here on the Fanatics Collect weekly auction. And I'm on the second page. And the reason I'm on the second page is I already recorded this once and then realized about halfway through, I was almost done. About halfway through, I accidentally turned off my mic, which is a stupid Adam moment. Okay, so there's just a few items that I really want to focus on in Fanatics weekly. But what I really want to highlight to you guys is something that's definitely new, right? And that is that over the course of the last several months, we've gone from seeing maybe a $20,000 item in the weekly to, look at this. The entire first page is over $20,000, down to the very last item, which missed the cut by $200. All 23 first items in this auction are over 20 grand. And we start out with a card you've probably not seen before. And I have a really a strong take on this card that I want to share. So if you followed If you've ever watched sports cards live, the Fanatics premiere watch party show that Jeremy and I do, and we do it every month. It's so much fun. We'll do it this Thursday, and we talk and we engage with all the people who are in the chat. There's typically a few hundred people watching, and we watch the close of the auction together. It's the best. It's so much fun. Totally encourage you to come check it out Thursday night. One of the things that I've talked about in that show over the course of the last several years is that as time passes, some of these autographs and some of these autograph patch cards feel more like inserts than they do memorabilia cards. What does that mean? Well, inserts have like this, I need to get that following. Like you see it with Jordan inserts, especially, right? Jordan's inserts and his parallels. You get these high-end collectors that are like, oh, I just have to have his essential credentials future. Like it's the card I need. It's like, why? It's from a set that it's out of a random number. Like, why is it such a big deal? Because it's an ultra rare thing that people know is like one of his key pieces from that era. Well, what we started to see is the same thing with autographs. Historically, autographs and patches have just been viewed as sort of like a commodity. Like, wow, that's a really great patch, or wow, that's a really sweet autograph. That's not how people are viewing them anymore. And again, it's something that I've talked about for years. At some point, people were going to look at autographs more for what the card was or is than just that it's an autograph. And this Jordan here is a perfect example. I don't think very many if any of you have ever heard of this set before, guys. This is the Ultimate Collection, Ultimate Achievement Signatures. It's numbered to 10. Why is it numbered out of 10? Is the whole set out of 10? No, you can read down here and it says 10 steals in an 87-88 game versus New Jersey. The reason he signed this card is because on a random game that Upper Deck is associated with this card, he had 10 steals. And then he signs the card. It's got this great looking logo from 06 Ultimate, great looking autograph space, the marbling behind him, a little bit of holofoil in between. I mean, it's just a fantastic card. It's really a wonderful, wonderful autograph. And again, most of us had no idea that it existed until here it is selling for over $50,000. You can still get great looking Jordan autographs for a small fraction of this price. So why did this sell for so much? It's not because it's some crazy patch. It's not because it's exquisite collection. It's Ultimate. And it's sort of a random insert, the Ultimate Achievements, right? Like cool, but like it's because it's a rare Michael Jordan insert. It's autographed. That's what's happening here. Now, the person who's buying it might not even realize that. They might not even say, oh, well, I didn't realize it was like an insert card. It's ultra valuable because of how rare it is and because of the properties that it has that sort of make it feel more premium and rare. And again, we'll see this as we go through. It's not, that's why it's selling for so much more than it would have historically. Let's keep going. So we're not, as usual, we're not going to talk about non-sports. I need to do more research on the other 2004 Messi cards because, as we've talked about for months now, that was going to be one of the things that people were going to look at as they continued to sort of move on from, or like, oh, wow, this 04 main Mega Cracks card keeps going up. We see it now in every auction. There's a PSA 10 of another card that people don't know as well that's selling for absolutely huge money, and I need to do some research there. Bugs me that I can just highlight a number and it makes me click on the next page. Sorry about that. Okay, so we'll keep going down. Caitlin Clark, definitely encourage you guys to look. In fact, you know what? We're going to do something a little bit different today. Let's pull up. I heard somebody else talking about Caitlin Clark cards. We're going to pull up Card Ladder today, and I want to show you guys what we can see on the Caitlin Clark Kaboom trend. So let's just type in Caitlin Kaboom Gold, and let's see what these sales look like. So here's the one that sold yesterday, $40,000. Here's one that sold before that. This one's in a 9-holder. I think it's a 9-holder. Yeah, Pop 1 9-holder, 50,000. One before that, out of 10, Fanatics Premier, over twice the price. So then there's another one, 80 grand. Guys, there are 4 sales ever. And although this one that we had sell yesterday is still towards the top, still like over $40,000, it is less than half of what it started at. Worth noting, a lot of people said, hey, watch Caitlin Clark stuff. It's probably going to tank. Right now, at least on this card, it looks like it's right. So worth watching. I like the Steph card a lot here because of the quality of the patch. Premium patches from Immaculate are some of the nicest cards. I really like the ones with Hall foil, and it doesn't look like this one has it, but it has everything else going for it. An 8.5 on the Nolan Ryan for 30 grand. The Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor. We've talked about this before. This is the first really mainstream set that had atomic refractors. There is, as MK Sports Cards points out, there is another set called Top Stars that came out the same year, but I believe he did the research and discovered it came out before this, 1996, not with the Dash 97, just 1996 Top Stars, featuring the top 50 players of all time. It's a 150 card set that is paralleled in a finest, a refractor, and an atomic refractor. At one point, I had all three sets out of 150. Kind of crazy. But that was the first atomic refractor ever. And there's 3 Jordans in that set. So technically, this is the 4th, but this is the first mainstream atomic refractor ever. Really tough PSA 10 as well. Really big time Steph autograph patch out of Flawless. I love cards like this. Just a big old patch. Not so much craziness going on in the patch. I don't personally love paying for crazy patches. I know I have a few in my collection, but for the most part, I love it when you can get the card and don't have to pay for the crazy patch. You know, if that patch looked more like this one, would it have been, 50% more money? Probably. And to me, I would just take this. Shaq, not the 97, not the championship, the 98. Sells for almost 30 grand. Note, by the way, we're now on line 4, and we still are in the high 20,000s. Like I said, the world has changed for us, guys. Steph Curry in an 8. His chrome refractor in an 8. 28 grand. Tom Brady, flawless out of 5. 10-10. And that's the story. $27,000 on that card. The thing that stands out, I'm going to go a little bit faster here. The thing that stands out on this line for me is this Mahomes. What would a Brady Mahomes? What would a Brady Contenders 9 sell for right now? It's more than this. How much more is it? It's interesting to me because Brady only has the Contenders. Mahomes has all the other stuff. So we're looking at, what am I thinking? Let's where market cap's really interesting to me. What's the Brady Contenders market cap versus the Mahomes Contenders market cap? I don't know. And I'm not going to say it's close. It probably isn't. The rookie of Mahomes is probably a much rarer card. It has to be than the Brady. It has to be way rarer because it can't be close on price. Not yet. That wouldn't make sense, especially because, again, for Brady, it is the card. For Mahomes, there are so many other cards that people focus on. And so I wonder, though, if you were to do, and I've done similar things to this before in basketball, if you were to do a total market cap of Tom Brady's rookies and Patrick Mahomes, whose is worth more, do you think? I think it's Mahomes by a lot. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know that world as well as I'd like to. One of the biggest Travis Kelce cards in the world, the Kaboom Green Vertical from 2024, $22,000, just a little bit more than that. The Planet Metal and a PSA 10. One of my favorite comparisons in this whole auction. I want you guys to look at this real quick. This is another thing in the hobby right now that where the hobby has gone a very different direction than I have, like just a super different direction. So one of the most interesting comparisons in the whole auction. These 2 cards sold for the same amount. And again, this is a way in which the hobby has sort of really changed in a way that I haven't changed with it. Everybody knows that PSA 10 stuff has gone totally bonkers. And it's great. It's so cool that people have sort of like differentiated themselves into like, I just want the highest grade of this specific card. I think that that's a good thing. It's not how I collect, but I think it's a good thing that people do that. But this is really an extreme thing to me, and I'll sort of talk about why. So you can see it in not just the prices, by the way. You can see it in the followers. So this card right here is called the 97 Upper Deck Records Collection, Michael Jordan. And the reason that it's worth what it's worth is because it's a PSA 10. In a low grade, it's not worth very much money at all. I remember seeing this card right here sell for a couple of dollars back when I was a kid. Like literally a couple of dollars. This was not a huge deal card. It's not a super rare insert or anything like that. It's just it's worth a lot because it's a very low pop PSA 10. This Kobe Bryant is like arguably his best insert card in existence. Excluding parallel cards, just talking about insert cards, it's really between this, the Fusion Gold, also known as the Fusion Titanium, It's out of 40. That's a better card than this, but it's like a short list. It's the Jambalaya. It's the Slam Bams. It's the Gold Star Quest out of 100. It's then a couple of other cards that are outside the Jordan years that are numbered to 25. Some of the Warp Techs. It's the Jambalaya. It's cards like that. So one of the best Kobe Bryant cards in existence, numbered to 100, or a cool PSA 10 Michael Jordan card that's really rare. Those are worth the same thing. Like, that's insane to me. And it's not even a Jordan versus Kobe thing. It's like I guess it partly is a Jordan versus Kobe thing, but and they're different. Jordan's worth more, and that's great. Great. Totally makes sense, especially in this era. Totally makes sense. But how in the world are those two cards worth the same thing? Blows my mind, guys. Absolutely blows my mind. The Scoring Kings for $21,000, and then we get down to these last couple. Man, Baker Mayfield, one of his best cards in existence. This is the 1 out of 5. They call it the black in football, I guess. $20,400. And then the Tom Brady red pop, 1 of 2, does almost $20,000. It's a huge sale for that card. Huge sale. 2012 Prism, though. People love 2012 Prism. Okay, this Rodman stands out to me because I don't think the autograph's perfectly blue. It's an 8, though, which is a good, strong grade. All of the cards are inscribed the Worm this year. I don't know why he did it, but he did. $18,600. It's a big number for that card, in my humble opinion. The net assets in a PSA 10. Again, I don't mean to talk down to Jordan inserts because this is like one of the most intricate, awesome die cuts ever. But that card is worth the same as that card is, or even like a LeBron jersey auto, the autographs on card. It's a 10-10. Like, to me, this is, these two cards are head and shoulders above this. But the net assets is really nice. It is a really great card. Great card. Pad Paradasha. Jesus Made. I think is probably how you say that. 1 of 1. You always love to see 1 of 1 baseball prospects. See how they'll do. Big number on that. We talked about this Josh Allen last week. What a big card it was. $17,000 on that one. A couple of big MJs. We'll just finish up with this page here. There's a few other stories that I think are super interesting. I like this Steph compared to some of the other Steph autograph patches that finished above. I like the really crazy patch. I actually really like the spot for the autograph. It does look like the autograph maybe goes off card a little bit, so it's probably not got a 10 grade, but I like the big Steph autograph. And yeah, it's a great looking card. I wish the colors on his jersey looked more like Steph. You sort of have to look close to see that it's him. So what would you rather have, that or a Jordan autograph in a Wizards uniform numbered to 75 that's graded 10-10? That's a really interesting question. I might take the Jordan. I'm a big fan of Wizards stuff, but I'll tell you, $16,100 on a Wizards card, that's a pretty big number. And then tying that is one of the regular autographs on Shohei. Just a regular card on the Shohei. So let's look real quick. I want to show you guys this on my Instagram. So on my Instagram, if you click on this, you can see I did this sort of comparison to just talk through what should be the multiplier here. There's a little bit of red and green PMG here. The Shohei Exquisite Rookie is not licensed. That's not why it's like a PMG. That's the opposite. It's not licensed. He's wearing a suit, but it's like the PMG in that the first 10 are in kanji and the last 89, almost the last 90% are in a regular autograph. And that's really significant because, people want the rarest and they want the best. And what we've seen from the top of the Shohei market is that people really want the different, crazy kanji autograph stuff. So there's 10 of these, though, right? And it's maybe the best known where there's like a specific number of kanji autographs. That might not be true, but I think it is. If you were to say what kanji Shohei is there that people really love, that there's more than one copy and we know how many there are, I think this might be the answer. So this is not an apples to apples comparison, though. It's not perfect. They're selling about a week away from each other. One is in an 8.5, one is in a 9. I'm not sure this one that is graded a 9 has a 10 autograph. You'd have to see the back of the card. I'm not 100% sure about that. So there are certainly some differences, but it gives us a really interesting look at how much more do people value the kanji? What will the multiplier be? Again, it will be an imperfect multiplier, but I think it's really interesting to see. And so far, what we know is that the first one, the regular one, sold for $16,200. Again, for one of the regular 89. You'd love to go back in time a couple of years and buy that kanji. Whew. I was making reels about that card a couple of years ago and thinking, gosh, I really would like to get one of these. I think it's got a chance to be worth a ton. And I obviously kicked myself. But the reason that I collect isn't just to have stuff increase in value and then sell it, right? I collect stuff that I really like. And yeah. So this next line is so interesting. All between $15,600 and $16,200. But unlike what we saw in the other Jordans, this Jordan just doesn't have as many people who followed it, right? 90 people compared to, up above. Or are we on a different page now? We're on a different page now. Actually, no, look at this one right here. 106. We had some other ones that sold. The records one sold for, I think, for more than that. So almost the same price on all three of these. You have one of three main Topps Chrome Michael Jordan refractors from his Bulls playing days, Kobe's first Prism Silver, and Cristiano Ronaldo's rookie card in PSA 8. Look at the number of followers. 182 on the Ronaldo, 93 on the Kobe, 93 on the MJ. It's really interesting because people think about how soccer is not as followed or whatever. Look at that. It's almost twice as much as the Kobe. The Kobe's not a small deal card, right? It's sold for as much. I would love to get this Kobe because I'd love to put together the rainbow on it. But yeah, I love that card. Okay, I need to keep moving. Always love these Shoheis like this. And then I wanted to highlight these last two. The Kaboom Kobe, not a gold or anything like that, just a regular Kaboom and a BGS 9 from a non-playing days year, $13,000. And the Jordan autofocus, again, really illustrates this one for $13,800 or this one for $50,400. You're paying 4 times as much for one because it's like a really cool rare insert. That's what's happening there. All right, so let's keep moving. That is it for Fanatics Collect. Gosh, I gotta be faster, guys. One thing that I looked at with this, I'm just going to tell you, so this is the MC Sports card portion of this. This is all the cards from the last week that sold at auction for over $5,000. I won't hit all of them, but I do want to hit this Messi real quick. So this is a PSA 8. This is his 2004 sticker. So what do you know about Messi in 2004? You know that's his rookie year. Well, Panini is known very much so for their stickers. This is his sticker from 04 in an 8, sold for $5,750. I looked up the pop report of this. In fact, I've still got it up. I'll show it to you guys. There are 215 of these that have been graded. 51 8s. That's what we're looking at here. There's 43 9s, and then there's 10 10s. I'm going to tell you guys what. I haven't noticed it before. I haven't noticed it sell. A 10 on that sticker is a big deal item. If this is 57.50, then a 10 on that sticker is a big deal item. That's rarer than his card is, guys. That's rarer than his Mega Cracks. It's actually rarer than his Mega Cracks, I think, at all levels. And his Mega Cracks is really rare. It's something to watch. Like, what's the multiple between the sticker and the base card going to be? Worth watching. Worth watching that, guys. Okay. Another couple cards that you guys know. And then let me look at this. PSA 6 of the regular card sold for $12,000. Over twice as much when an 8 on the sticker does. And the sticker's a lot rarer. I'm just saying it's worth watching. Talked a lot about this Griffey last week. Good to see it do as well as it did. $16,700. Amazing patch, amazing autograph. Really one of the finest, most impressive autographs in all the hobby. Congratulations to Ken Griffey Jr. for just maintaining that stellar signature over the years. And then we get into the stuff from last week. We'll come over to hoodies. I just wanted to highlight this Ruth Ball. We talked about it last week. Over $10,000. I don't know this world as well. I don't know how to tell. I know there's a lot of fake autograph balls out there. I just don't know. But yeah, this one right here, I think this one, if I remember right, it's a PSA DNA. Yeah, PSA LOA. $10,351. And then if we get to Golden, Golden's auction here, PSA 7 right at the top sells for almost 3 times as much as the 6 does. If I remember, and you have to look this up, make sure that I'm right about this. If you just sort of say like, what's there more of? Cards, Messi cards from 2004 Mega Cracks that were graded higher than 6.5, or are there more that were graded lower than 6.5? If I remember right, I think there are more that were graded that are lower than 6.5. So I think this is an above average copy, whereas this one that we saw over here is a below average copy. Still, 11.9 is a huge number. This is as much as an 8 was selling for like a year ago, maybe less than a year ago. I know because I did a reel on an 8 and it sold for like 12 grand. And I was like, man, that just seems like that might be a really good deal. And in retrospect, yes, that was an amazing deal. And so 11.9 for the 6, but you come over to golden, a 7. So just a grade bump, almost 3 times as much. It's a lot to go from a 6 to a 7, but 7's an above average grade and 6 is below. It's amazing what a single grade can be worth. Justin Herbert, Cracked Ice is a beautiful card in hand. And Noise Boys Jordan. Now, I want to ask Card Ladder. What we know about the Noise Boys Jordan 9.5. I thought I saw one suffer a really big number recently, but I must be mistaken. I think I'm mistaken. Or maybe it was one that got removed because they deemed it to not be real. So I thought I saw one sell for like 35 grand or something. Let me take off this 9.5. I must just be going crazy. I don't see it. So anyway, there's that. Okay, now let's go back to, let's see. Let's go back here. Wrong place. So the Noise Boys, $17,000. The Messi, I love that card. Even though it's a sticker autograph, he just does not have a lot of patch autographs out there. Look, the Messi world has just completely exploded. And then this is another really interesting line for me. It really speaks to how little Kevin Durant's valued right now. So what we have here, we got 3 cards that sold within about $600 of each other. 2 Stephs and a KD. I'm going to tell you guys, by a mile, my favorite card on this row is KD, and that's not because I like KD, and it's not because I don't like Steph. In fact, I have like Steph's probably the second most, Steph's probably the third most valuable like guy as far as like total value of my collection, behind Kobe and Jordan. Steph's probably third. Like, I really like Steph cards, and I like both of these Steph cards a lot. The layers on this autograph flawless patch is awesome, and obviously Kaboom has sort of become this like insert of the era, and this is a PSA 10. Again, obviously it's a playing days card. So, I like both of them, but this Durant in the middle, man, like it's from his rookie season, guys. It's the 1-of-1 parallel out of probably the second best brand at the time. I used to have one of these cards. It was like a regular version or like out of 25 or something. It's amazing in hand. Like it's a great looking card. The holofoil is amazing. The metallic autograph's fantastic on the black. It's just a really great looking card. And in an authentic with a 9 auto grade, 1-of-1, it's worth basically the same as these other cards. Again, a rookie year, 1-of-1. It's just, yeah. Again, I love Steph, but man, I would take that all day. Love this Kobe right here. I don't know what this patch is, but it's like a trim patch or something like that off the Adidas jersey, maybe. Anyway, numbered out of 8, autographed, $6,300 on that card. And then a card that we looked at last week. This is really an interesting comparison. So PSA 9 on the 04 Chrome, BGS 9.5 on the 07 White. Remember, 07 doesn't have a gold. So these are the same rarity. One's gold, one's white. People love that 07 image, and this one's numbered 8, 99, and the gold still beat it. Now, the gold is only his second gold chrome refractor, and it does have other things going for it. So obviously a huge piece. All right, guys, kept it under half an hour. I'm going to go right now on the major auctions that ended or they're ending this week. It's a huge week, guys. Definitely make sure you check out that episode. We're talking about MC's monthly ends tonight. We're talking about the Golden Elite for the month of September ends this week. We're talking about the Fanatics premiere again that Jeremy and I will be doing the watch party for on Thursday night. Make sure to check that out. All of that stuff is happening this week. Go check it out. That next episode will be dropped in like the next hour and a half. So when you're done with this, there's a chance that it's already up. Go check it out. All right. And then also, if you didn't already, as I mentioned at the beginning, if you're interested in sponsoring the book, you can get a copy of the book and sponsor it for a total of $150. Wanted to give everybody a chance to sponsor, even those people who are not, maybe trying to, not like the biggest players in the space. I'd like to give everybody a chance at that. So if you're interested, DM me at my Instagram at the Real 27 Guy. But yeah, until next time, which is hopefully here in a few minutes, happy collecting.